Welcome to this RE4AFAGRi was an online seminar, in particular to this chapter on the installation guide for MESSAGEix Nexus model, also called Nest in some applications. To avoid confusion on model names, I want to mention that sometimes we refer to this model as Nest because it was originally called like this, and the application was for the Indus River Basin, but recent developments, especially described in this paper from Mohammed Awais, linked this Nest framework back into the MESSAGEix modeling framework and has been merged and reviewed into this modeling framework, and that's why we refer to MESSAGEix Nexus. As you might have seen in other presentation, MESSAGEix Nexus or Nest, it's part of also the RE4AFAGRi framework, and it's connected to the water crop model, MLED, and onset tools. Understand and install MESSAGEix correctly. It's important to understand what it is within this model, which actually it's also itself called a modeling framework, and actually it connects a web user interface with a scientific programming API, a modeling platform that connects a mathematical models, so optimization tools like GAMS, to a database infrastructure. Currently is using Java and Oracle database. Very schematically, the MESSAGEix module that you will install is basically an interface, a central place for creating, loading, or working with scenarios where data can be modified through the interface, and model data and results can be loaded and visualized. In particular, this interface plays between a API, can be Python, Jupyter, or R, a model, mathematical model that in our case is using the tool GAMS, and the database, the Oracle database, where input data and results are stored. There will be a part of this tutorial. It's going to be a hands-on part, but first I'm going to go through some slides with the links you need to also install all of the required tools. In particular, it's very important you have a look at the MESSAGEix documentation, and then that you make sure the requirements are fulfilled, in particular having Python 3.7 or newer, installing GAMS. Installing R is not mandatory, but if you want, you can. There are some scripts that use it. It's important to check that Git is installed on your machine, and then we're going to go through the installation of this particular repository with the data needed for the libRe project. Here we are linking links to install GAMS and MESSAGEix, and also how to check that the installation is correct. But if you continue on the video, there is going to be a hands-on session for that as well. These are also links to the installation of MESSAGEix and to the installation of the MESSAGEix models, which is not containing the modeling framework, but in particular containing a framework to work on data with data related to MESSAGEix. But this is also being covered in the hands-on session, but links are available here. Finally, once Message is installed and all the requirements, you can open the RE4AFAGRi repository and download the material, and there is where Git is going to be necessary, as it's going to show it next.